Good evening, everybody. It is Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. And it is time for another installment of Bite Size Leeds. All the latest goings on in the wonderful world of Leeds United Football Club. Just before we get into it, as always, please smash that like button. It really does help get the video out there and get more eyes on the channel. Please subscribe as well if you are brand new. We're on the road to 3,000. If you could do me a solid, hit that subscribe button. It is free and it will really help me out. Hit that notification bell, and of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. So then, what has been going on in the last 24 hours since last night's upload? I think there's only one place that we can start, and that is, of course, Illan Meslier, who shortly after last night's edition of Bite Size Leeds went out. Fabrizio Romano shared a snippet of an interview when Illan Meslier was asked about his Leeds United future, and the response was very interesting, to say the least. Obviously, he was saying that he is still contracted as a Leeds United player, which is factually correct. He's got 3 years left on his deal. But when he was talking about leaving, he name dropped a club, and that was Chelsea, saying that basically, if he was to go to Chelsea as a bench option, then that wouldn't be something he'd be interested in. But if Chelsea wanted him as number one, then he would definitely entertain it, as Chelsea's a big club and all that jazz. And how it came across was that the guy's ego has somehow managed to be inflated. I don't get where this ego has come from. I don't get where this opinion of himself has come from. The guy got dropped for the last 4 games of the season because the one good thing that Big Sam did was he had balls to go in and switch a few things up. One of which was obviously putting Robles in goal ahead of him. And I think Robles performed much better than Illan Meslier did in only 4 games. Meslier, in the season just gone, he's obviously not the only one that contributed to the relegation, and I get that in a lot of cases a goalkeeper is only as good as the defense in front of him, and I completely agree with that. Our defense was woeful as well, but I do feel like there's a lot of goals that we conceded this season which were as a result of Illan Meslier, either poor positioning. I'm thinking the Seamus Coleman goal at Goodison Park. I'm thinking Bournemouth away for 2 of the goals. Even if you go back to the season before, there's the John Joe Shelby free kick. I just think since Marcelo Bielsa left, his confidence has taken a massive dip. He's been massively out of form. And I used to be a big champion of Illan Meslier. I used to really give him a lot of credit. And yeah, I did give him a lot of credit in the bank, but this season just gone, there's just been too many unforgivable things. And his distribution's been shocking as well. He doesn't command his box. He's not a leader at the back, not experienced, which I know isn't his fault. And then for him to be coming out speaking about Chelsea, saying, "Oh well, I'll only go there if I'm number one." He's not in a position to even be talking like that. And I just thought it was quite bizarre. Because then on the other hand, you've got Rodrigo being asked about his Leeds future, and he was quite diplomatic. He was quite fair. Obviously, he was also saying that he's contracted by Leeds at the minute, and that he's with Spain at the minute, and that he'll assess his options after he's been with Spain. That's fine. I feel like Rodrigo is a player that will most likely leave, but he's handled that situation a lot better than what Illan Meslier has done. And like a lot of people were saying on Twitter last night, when a player name drops another club, it's all downhill from there. And I do see Illan Meslier leaving the club this summer, whether it's to Chelsea or whoever. I do think he will leave. A few other things then to discuss as well. Let's talk about Robin Koch, an interesting development. Has been reported today saying that Robin Koch will leave Leeds United for free this summer, as there is a clause in his contract which states that basically he's not contracted to play in the Championship, and that he will legally not be allowed to play for Leeds next season anyway. I think Robin Koch is a player that we all expected to leave anyway. He's been linked with the likes of Newcastle and Tottenham Hotspur. But I feel like this clause, if it's right, yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? You know, we only signed him for 13 million, but uh, you know, shortly after the season ended, it was reported that Tottenham wanted him for a fee of around £15 million. Now there's a clause in his contract which states he's allowed to leave for free because he is not contractually, allowed to play in the Championship. I just find it a bit strange, that clause. I've never quite heard anything like that. Um, but again, Koch, a player who didn't have the best of seasons. I feel like he had a purple patch when Javi Gracia came in, as did a few of them. But then it shortly afterward, it did tail off a little bit. And, I just, the fact that Newcastle and Tottenham are interested in him blows my mind, in all honesty, because I don't think his performances this season have warranted that. Do you think Spurs saw him on final day at season and thought, there's a player that we want, when Moira just danced past him like he wasn't even there? I just thought that was a weird one, guys. Hit me up in the comment section. Have you ever heard anything like that before? Because I certainly haven't. And, you know, do we think Leeds will allow Robin Koch to leave for free, given that we paid 13 million for him only a few years ago? It'd be interesting to see what you all think on that. Crescencio Summerville as well. Apparently, PSV Eindhoven made a bid of £10 million to Leeds United for Summerville, which has been rejected, as obviously Summerville is seen as a key part of our Championship promotion push. But obviously there are Premier League teams that are interested in him as well. I think he's going to wait until a manager is appointed to see what their plan is with him, and then he'll make a decision from there, which I think is fair enough. I did see a report shortly after that saying that there's been no bid from anyone for Summerville yet. So how true that is, I don't know. I just thought it'd be interesting to speak about Summerville, as he is a player that I would want to keep hold of in the Championship. I think, he proved that he can do it in the Premier League this season in the appearances that he made. So, hopefully he can be a part of the squad that hopefully gets us promoted at the first time of asking. And then finally, we'll just discuss the retained list that Leeds United leaked earlier on this evening, which does see Adam Forshaw and Robles released by Leeds when their contracts expire. But they have both been invited to take part in pre-season. And then if the new manager comes in and likes the look of them and wants to give them a new deal, then that can be negotiated. But for now, they have been relieved of their duties as Leeds United players. As I was saying at the beginning of the video when talking about Illan Meslier, I think Robles did good when he came in for the last 4 games. He's someone that I would like to keep around. Maybe not as a starter, maybe as a backup still, but it'll be a good experienced head to have in the Championship at the back, in my opinion. So, hopefully we can retain him, but apparently Everton are interested in getting him back as well. And Adam Forshaw, obviously, it makes sense to me. I know there'll be people that would probably want Adam Forshaw to stick around at Ellen Road, just given his leadership qualities and his experience. But, the guy is made of biscuits. He's barely played for Leeds United in the years that he's been here. And I think we only gave him this season as an extension just because, out of sentiment. But we need to stop being Sentiment FC. We need to get rid of the deadwood and bring in some good quality players. So I can understand why Adam Forshaw has been relieved of his duties. So again, hit me up in the comment section down below, guys, with all of your thoughts and opinions on the topics that we've discussed in this evening's installment of Bite Size Leeds. If you've enjoyed the video, please smash that like button. It really does help me out and it helps get the video out there. And subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. As I said, we're on the road to 3,000. It'd be great if we could hit that as soon as possible. It is free to do, and as I say, it will really help me out. And of course, hit that notification bell so that you're aware of when I'm uploading and going live. And I will see you in the next installment. Thank you.